Alright folks, let's just go ahead and dive right into this. This is the Pendulum clock made by the Rocker Corporation, LK501. I'll give you the quick little tour of what's in the box, and then I'll switch my camera over to time-lapse mode, and then over the course of the day and maybe tomorrow or whenever it's finished, you'll see the time-lapse completion of this project. Spring operated, self-assembly, no batteries or glue. It's made with a laser cutting machine. So let's go ahead and dive in. Retails, I believe it's $45. So we have looks like 5 large plates and a small plate, and also have this piece of sandpaper here. We have a QR code for other products. Wanting my product review on Amazon, our assembly guide, quite a bit more parts in this I think than the last marble run. Wax or lubricant needed. I'll probably use some of my own wax. Utility knife, I'll go ahead and grab that, make it a little bit easier for me. You don't want to break anything. Sandpaper, I have my own sandpaper as well, but you can see the directions here. Okay, set that aside. In this little box we have some axles, counterweight, some springs. Looks like we have a twist up thing, couple nuts, screws. We have the spring, a little pathetic piece of wax that you get, some of these plastic bushings, and some of these round plastic bushings. All included. Hopefully they have a few spare parts in here, because it never fails. I'll end up losing one on the floor and then be hunting for it forever. That's what kids are good for though, helping with that. Alright, that's the project. I'll flip over to time lapse and we'll go from there. Well, there it is, folks. We started this just about 5:15 or so, 5:20, and it's just about 15 till 8 o'clock here on Friday evening. It was not without some difficulties putting this beast together. I broke 2 very small pieces on this F sheet. These little things snapped on me. Luckily I had an extra one, but then I broke another one, so there is a spot in this clock where this piece isn't holding anything, but as you can see, it's all went together. That pendulum is swinging, and I really can't tell you how good a time this thing's going to take because I haven't watched it for a while, but I can adjust the pendulum if need be. I think this was just as difficult, if not a little bit more, than the hurdy-gurdy. It was a lot of fun. I really like the design of this clock. It's amazing that they can put something like this together for the average Joe to put together in their basement. Time will tell how accurate it is. I think this will go on the mantle for a while. It was a fun time. The puzzle cost about $45. My fingers aren't too sore, and I'm really happy. I kept this off of the very first kit that I ever made, the hurdy-gurdy. But this one, it gave several jigs with it, a short jig and a long jig, and this little push tool that is really nice, so you don't have to push with your thumbs and break your fingernails. And after, unless you have leather skin, after putting one of these together, your thumbs and fingers really feel it if you don't use the tools at hand. After I broke that first little piece that was up here, I went and got this cotter pen out of my toolbox, and I used wax, and I waxed up the rest of the holes. That way I didn't break any more. You can see where it broke right here. Whether you can see that in the video, I don't know. But well, I'm gonna get off of here. A few extra pieces left over. This is the piece that's inside of here. They did give several pieces, but I think that they would have been better off to give me more of these little tiny pieces. These F7 pieces are for whether or not your clock, if it doesn't sit quite level, and you need to adjust being level here, you can put these on the bottom, and they're leveling feet, so it has to be level to keep accurate time for the pendulum to swing correctly. So I'll keep these, and we'll see. I don't think I'm going to count on this like the Big Ben or anything like that, but a few extra pieces. The pieces they gave me extra, I don't know necessarily if they were the best choice, but it was a lot of fun. I probably could have stretched this out over a couple of days, but I really just buckled down and decided to go for it and get it all knocked out tonight. I'll upload this video. You can watch the time lapse and hear me babble about it a little bit. But here it is, folks. That is the assembly of the rocker pendulum clock. Let's just listen to it work for a second. Maybe I can take this off. There's the spring. That was a tough one to put in there. The directions say that you put this on, and then I did it different. I didn't do the way the directions said, because it would have been nearly impossible for me to get my fingers up in there. So I did it my own way, but it works. Gears are exactly all lined up exact, but this is not a Swiss Rolex or anything. hey, this has been a fun time. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you decide to try one of these yourself.